Hey everyone, welcome back. I want to tell you about the day a kid crossed the street to avoid walking past me while I was collecting trash. His mom pulled him to the other side, didn't make eye contact, just steered him away like I was something dangerous. I was just doing my job at 6 a.m. so their neighborhood could stay clean. But to them, I was invisible, or worse, someone to avoid. This is about what it's like to do work that everyone needs, but nobody respects, and how one verse from Jesus changed how I see my work and myself. I've been a sanitation worker for 7 years, started right out of high school when I couldn't afford college. It's just temporary, I told everyone. 7 years later, I'm still here, still getting up at 4 a.m., still lifting hundreds of pounds of trash every day, still treated like I'm invisible. People don't look at you when you're collecting their garbage. They pull their curtains, turn away, kids stare at you like you're from another planet. I've worked through holidays, heat waves, snowstorms, worked through the pandemic when everyone was afraid to leave their houses, but someone still had to collect the trash. We're called essential workers, but we're treated like we're disposable. People complain if we make noise too early, complain if we're late, complain if we miss a bag, but they never say thank you. My route includes some really wealthy neighborhoods, million-dollar houses, perfect landscaping, and the people who live there look right through me. One guy complained to my supervisor that I was making his neighborhood look bad just by being there. Said he paid too much in property taxes to have to see sanitation workers during daylight hours. That morning with the kid crossing the street broke something in me. I'd been up since 3:30 a.m., already collected trash from 200 houses, was covered in sweat with 3 hours left on my shift. I saw them coming, a mom and her son in a private school uniform. The kid saw me and stopped. She looked at me, then pulled him across the street to avoid walking past me. The kid looked back at me like I was something scary, and I just stood there, holding their garbage, feeling like garbage myself. When I got back to the depot, I sat in the locker room, still in my dirty uniform, staring at the floor. My supervisor, Tony, came in. He's been doing this for 22 years. "Rough day?" he asked. I told him everything, about feeling invisible, about being treated like I'm less than. "You know what the worst part is?" I said. "I'm embarrassed to tell people what I do for a living." Tony was quiet for a minute. Then he said, "You ever read what Jesus said about greatness?" He showed me Mark 9:35. "Anyone who wants to be first must be the very last and the servant of all." "The servant of all," Tony repeated. "Not the CEO, not the famous person, the servant, the one who serves everyone else. We're the servants. We serve every single person in the city. Rich, poor, young, old, doesn't matter. Without us, this city would collapse in a week." He was right, but it didn't make the rejection sting less. Jesus flipped everything upside down, Tony continued. The world says greatness is about being on top, being seen, being praised. Jesus says greatness is about serving, even when nobody notices, especially when nobody notices. That conversation made me look at Mark 9:35 differently. Jesus gathered his disciples, the guys arguing about who was the greatest, and told them, "You've got it backwards. You want to be first? Be last. You want to be great? Serve everyone." That was a complete reversal of everything they understood about status and worth. The world says climb the ladder, get recognized, get respect. Jesus says go lower, serve more, be the one everyone overlooks. That's where true greatness is. I started thinking about what I actually do. Every week, I remove thousands of pounds of waste from hundreds of homes. I keep neighborhoods clean, I prevent disease. Without people like me, society doesn't function. Garbage piles up, disease spreads, cities become unlivable. We're not disposable, we're essential. And Jesus says the people who serve everyone, even when nobody notices, those are the truly great ones. Not great in the world's eyes, great in God's eyes. That reframed everything. I wasn't less than because I collected trash. I was serving an entire community in a way most people would never be willing to do. I started praying over my route. God, help me serve these people well, even the ones who don't see me, even the ones who look down on me. The next week, same neighborhood, same people who didn't acknowledge me, but I saw it differently. This wasn't about them seeing me. This was about me serving them and serving God through them. I started taking more pride in my work, making sure bins were placed neatly, cleaning up spilled trash, going the extra mile even though nobody would notice, because God noticed, and that was enough. Then something unexpected happened. An elderly man came out onto his porch. "Why do you guys always put my bin back so carefully?" he asked. "I've noticed every week. Most sanitation workers just toss it." "Just trying to do good work," I said. "Well, I appreciate it," he said. "You probably don't hear this enough, but thank you. This city would fall apart without you guys. My son-in-law is a sanitation worker. I know how hard you work. You deserve respect." I almost cried.
That conversation reminded me that some people do see, do appreciate. But more importantly, I was learning what Mark 9:35 really means. Greatness isn't about being recognized. It's about faithfully serving, even when you're not. Last month, a young guy joined our crew. First week, he was already discouraged. I went to college for 2 years, he said, and now I'm collecting trash. I'm embarrassed. I showed him Mark 9:35. You're serving an entire city. Without you, none of these people can function. Jesus says that makes you great. Not in the world's eyes, but in his. And his opinion is the only one that matters. He's still here, still learning what it means to find dignity in service. I wear my uniform differently now, not with shame, but with quiet pride. I'm a servant of all. And according to Jesus, that's exactly where greatness is found. If you're a garbage collector or anyone who does essential work that people overlook, I want you to know, Mark 9:35 is true. Real greatness isn't about being seen or praised by the world. It's about faithfully serving others, even when nobody notices. You are not invisible to God. Every lift, every route, every early morning, he sees it all. Don't let the world define your worth. You serve an entire community. You do work most people would never be willing to do. That's dignity, that's value, that's greatness.
Thanks for watching. Here are today's reflection questions. Have you ever felt invisible or looked down upon because of the work you do? How did you find dignity in that moment? Who are the invisible servants in your community that you could acknowledge or thank this week? Drop your thoughts about the story in the comments below. Your experience might encourage someone else facing the same choice. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more stories about finding greatness in unexpected places.